Rick, good to have you on. Yeah, how do you assess the situation? This is obviously from the new conservative, viewpoint in this country. A lot of people have really taken on to this, no new wars. We had 4 years under Trump, no new wars. So everybody's starting to you're starting to hear this drumbeat of, oh, you can't respond because it might escalate into another war. At the same time, I think a response is necessary here. It's a tricky one politically.
Yeah, look, I think we need to go back and replay that clip that you played of Joe Biden talking to reporters when directly asked, is Iran responsible? He hedged. Now, you know who saw that? The regime. The regime saw that as okay, Joe Biden doesn't technically think that we're responsible. We can continue funding all of these proxies and get away with it. That was a huge strategic blunder. Look, as you know, Rob, I'm a diplomat. I've been at the State Department for more than a decade, and I want there to be peaceful solutions. That doesn't mean wimpy solutions, because diplomacy should have the best, toughest people at the table, because when we fail, then we have to transfer the file over to the Pentagon, and the Pentagon doesn't negotiate. There's a lot of talk about war right now from the White House, but we don't see Anthony Blinken. Anthony Blinken should be in the region talking about bringing our hostages home and calming the situation down, and he's doing neither of those.
It's because at the end of the day, everything that they have done emboldens this country to do exactly what they do. And Rick, am I crazy to think that they knew that something like this was going to happen? That in the back of your minds, doesn't it make sense that they would know that if you just pump Iran full of money, their ideology hasn't changed at all? That something like this was going to come down the pike, and now you have Biden out there saying, I don't want to escalate the situation. You've escalated it with the policies that you've put in for the last 3 years. How could they have not known that this was going to happen?
Well, dear God, I hope that they know when they give $100 billion to a crazy radical regime, that crazy radical regime is going to do what they always do, which is terrorism, and go towards a nuclear weapon. Look, I'm concerned on the diplomatic side that we're not doing enough. For instance, the Prime Minister of Qatar was on TV today, and in the TV interview, he was extremely dismissive of American policy, whether it was UNRWA, the UN works program. He just thought, well, that's a good organization. He was very dismissive of Iran and our concerns. Look, we've had 5 individuals, not 3. We've had 5 killed in the last 10 days to 2 weeks. We had 2 Navy SEALs and then 3 other individuals. When Americans are killed, we expect action. And I'm not necessarily saying that it has to be military action. There certainly should be diplomatic action. And when the Prime Minister of Qatar is so dismissive of us, that's a problem. Joe Biden needs to pick up the phone, call him, get our hostages returned, because let's make no mistake, the Prime Minister of Qatar could get our hostages home in about 5 minutes.
That is something, isn't it? And all of this, Rick, they've got a huge inflation problem in Iran because, it's so interesting how they run this country when they don't have to, they're not beholden to the voters in Iran. Obviously, it's a regime. They have a massive inflation problem in their country, and it's escalating and it's getting worse because of the risk of having a potential military confrontation with the United States. They're actually destroying their own country's economy because they're so beholden to this radical ideology that they stir up all throughout the Middle East and the world with all of this terrorism. It's actually destroying their ability to run their own country.
And sadly, the people that are going to take the brunt of this are the people of Iran who don't have human rights. Now they're not going to have enough food. But the elites, the regime, and all of the elites inside Iran, they will be just fine.
That's exactly right. Ric Grenell, good to see you as always. Thank you.